I was watching a programme on the TV last night called Who Do You Think You Are? And it's a really interesting programme where people go back and find the roots of their family. Now, I'm very lucky in as much as there have been books written about part of my family, so it was easy to check up and find out more. But more important than that is the saying, who do you think you are, when you mean you? Because most of the time, we put on a front when we're out and about in the world. And the face that people generally see isn't the actual us. You go to the workplace and you put on a front of that person that you need to be in your work environment. And that happens so much in our lives. And that's what I want to talk about in this video today. If you're checking out for the station for the first time, my name is James, and I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years now. And I'm one of the world's people who looks at themselves far too much, does too much overthinking. However, it's a real good thing to do if you want to know who you really are. Because when you actually think of yourself in that way, you find out who your actual self is. It's a good thing because you start to get to like yourself a little bit more, you know. I've spent years trying to work out who I was, and it took me until my mid-50s before I did. And what happens is, everybody sees a different person. You'll have people who like you for certain reasons. They'll like things that you do, they like things that you say. And another person will like you for another reason altogether. And the problem is that we put on these different fronts for different people as we go about our everyday life. And we kind of lose who we are. And I know that I did that with this channel. As when I first started it, I wanted to do it for my boys, and I watched a lot of the tutorials that told you should do this and you should do that, and I did that. However, it wasn't really me, and one of my sons said it too. He said, that's not you, you're being somebody else on there. And so I made it a point to find out what the actual me is. And that's what I've been trying to do for a long, long time. And so the person that you see on the video is the actual person in real life. I decided when I first started doing this that I was going to tell my stories, tell the things of my life, pass on the experiences that I've had. And that is what I've tried to do. But I don't want to come across as a teacher, which is what I felt like I did. I felt like I was coming across as some kind of presenter. I think that's because I did radio and you have a radio voice. And that's not who I am really. And this is my point. We rarely look into ourselves and know who we actually are. And I think it's really important that you do that, because if you don't know who you are, who your authentic self is, what do you build on as you go through your life? We all put this front on. It's like Pagliacci's clown, who can be sad inside but has a smile on his face. We all have these ups and downs, and we all try and tough it out and brave it out, but you have to let yourself know that it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel happy, it's okay for this, it's okay for that. And what we do is we try to be, I don't know, something that is going to be acceptable to everybody else. And what I found was, because of that, I used to be a yes man. If anyone had asked me to do something to be liked, you do a yes. Of course I will. I'll do this and I'll do that. And that's the problem. We try to be liked by lots of people. And we think that they like us because we've done that. And yet they're not liking the real person. And this is a problem. And what you have to do is to work out who you are and to like yourself. And once you've done that, it's a lot easier to go about your life, you know. You don't find it so hard to say no when people ask you to do things that you don't want to do. And the minute that you do that and you actually start to know who your authentic self is, then you've got a chance to move on and become the person that you actually want to be. I've noticed that over the years, as you become more aware of who you are as a person, and as you like yourself more as a person, you become more confident, you know. You become self-aware, you know what you like and what you don't like. And you stop putting on the act. And you get to a stage, and it took me years, and I've got to it now where I don't care what anyone thinks about me. When you become your authentic self, what you do is you find out who likes you for you. And that's the most important thing. If people like you for who you actually are, then moving forward, it's a great thing. If people only like you for the vision of them that you put to them, even if it's uncomfortable for you and even if you don't like doing it, then it's not really being liked, is it? They don't like the authentic you. And you know what? I would rather have 3 or 4 people who like the authentic me than 20 people who like that other me. When I started to be me, I started to feel better about myself. And I think you will too. It takes some doing though, because we all have years of being this pretend person or this face that other people think they know. And sometimes when the real you comes about, they don't like it because you're no longer bendable, flexible. And so that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. Be your authentic you. Grow to like yourself, grow to love yourself. That's an important one. Because deep down inside us all, there's a good person waiting to get out. It's not the person that people think they know. It's the real you. The who do you think you are you? It's a funny thing, you know. Going back through your family, you find these traits that you're born with. Some of them mean that you have to be strong, be proud. Some of them mean that your character says that you have to stand up for what you think's right and not back down. And that's not always the easiest thing to do. But I'll tell you this, when you've sorted that out, and when you feel good about yourself, and when you don't care what other people think, I think you've got it, you know. I think you've sussed your life out. Live your life your way. Be the person that you know you are. And go forward in life. And when someone says to you, who do you think you are? You know. And that's about it from me this morning. I'll see you tomorrow. If you look over there, there'll be another video. That's day 10 of the video challenge. I'll see you next time.